Hi Taurus, welcome to your October 2023 tarot reading. I hope that this message finds you well. We're going to take a dive into what you can expect here in this upcoming month. We do have eclipse season here. It is upon us. So especially for you, that full moon lunar eclipse and even the new moon solar eclipse, with it being ruled by Venus, that too can affect you as well. But it's really that full moon on the 28th is going to be the highlight for you here this month, as well as when the sun shifts into Scorpio along with Mars and Mercury. So there's going to be a lot of energy activated in your 7th house of relationships, contracts, negotiations, for those of you that are Taurus rising, okay? Let's see here. And as far as that full moon, there may be something coming to completion as far as just the way that you kind of show up in the world, how you're identifying, maybe even your appearance. I'm getting some of you might be doing like the big chop or something with your hair, okay? You're gonna have like a fresh start, fresh cut, something like that. So let's see, I want to shuffle up these cards, see what my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements have going on for them in this upcoming month. Okay. Let's see, my lovely Taurus, we have your card coming out right out the gate. Nice. Okay, really good cards you got here. For some of you, new money, money that's been owed to you, whatever the case is, definitely coming in. I've been talking a lot about Venus being in this post-shadow phase for like the first, I think, 8 days, maybe even 10. But the first part of this month, Venus is still in that post-shadow phase. So if you feel like money stuff has been slowed down, get ready, because it's definitely going to start opening up for you. Things are going to start moving a lot more quickly. You may be wishing like, oh shit, like I kind of miss when things were a little slower, because yeah, it's going to start getting busy for you guys, okay? So your overall energy for the month, Taurus, is the Hierophant. This is your card. This is about tradition. This is about structure. Maybe even an organization that you're a part of. This can be your job, right? Especially for those of you that work maybe more of a traditional type of 9 to 5, especially, you know, if you work for someone else, okay? The government would, or the Hierophant would be, quote unquote, the man, right? And working for the man. So there may be this element coming through for some of you. Maybe changing jobs, you know, seeking employment elsewhere. What is that coming through? Unemployment. Some of you might be getting like an unemployment check or some type of pay that is owed to you, whether it be through the job. For some of you, this could be a severance that you're receiving, severance package. For others of you, this is through the government. So, you know, that would be the unemployment check. So I'm getting some money that is owed to you, okay? It is coming through. So congratulations. Now, this Hierophant can also be some sort of spiritual guide, leader, in more modern times, like a therapist. So some of you may be connecting with someone that kind of plays that role for you. Someone that you know, you kind of look up to this person. They help you, they support you, possibly along your spiritual journey, or just, you know, your journey in personal development and healing and evolving yourself here, okay? Now, the Hierophant also represents marriage, commitment. So for those of you that are in a commitment, I don't know, you could be going to couples therapy. For those of you that are thinking about getting married, maybe you are like going to the premarital counseling, something like that. All right, so you're coming into the month, Taurus, as the Hermit. So you're kind of like in your own world, in your own space, taking some time to withdraw and to kind of go within, be with yourself. You know, there's some things that possibly you're reflecting on, but also taking the time to make sure that you're on the right path with the Hermit card. This is about following your North Star, okay, and not anybody else's. So if you do feel like, maybe I've gotten a little off course here, I've gotten a little distracted, you know, I've gotten too caught up in maybe what the man wants from me and not so much about what my soul's unique destiny is. So some of you are really taking the time to, you know, figure that out in what direction you really want to go in, especially after we wrap up this month and that full moon lunar eclipse in your sign. That's going to be a big cycle closer for you. I would encourage you to consider where you were at in life around this time 2 years ago. Okay, you began some sort of journey and now it is coming to a close. So definitely take some time to reflect and, you know, consider what is maybe changing around you, what is no longer fitting with you. Yeah, what's just not working anymore, okay? Now, your challenge here for the month ahead is the Eight of Wands. So things may be, I want to get a clarifier on this because I'm getting a couple of messages that are kind of contradictory. Because for some of you, things may start speeding up and you're just like, fuck, this is too much. But for others of you, if you feel like things have been delayed, it's like, you know, having to maybe be a little patient, wait a little longer. Like I said, I feel like even these first like up to 10 days of the month, we are still in that post-shadow phase. And Venus is your ruling planet. So she definitely affects you. And it's until she gets out of this post-shadow phase that things finally clear up, right? You finally get the go-ahead. You finally get the yes. You finally get the communication you need, the forward momentum, the growth, the breakthrough. Like, it finally comes. Ooh, okay. For some of you, this is related to your dreams of partnership, maybe surrounding family, property. But this could also be like your soul tribe. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, your family in that sense. Like your blood family. This can be more of your chosen family. Where if maybe you felt blocked in that area, this can be something that's opening up for you once Venus gets out of that post shadow phase, okay? Yeah, I did mention for some of you, especially if you're married or like in a relationship, maybe during that retrograde, there were some challenges for you in your relationship. Maybe there were some things you were kind of having to take a look at and, you know, find some compromise with your spouse, your whoever, you know, whatever you call them, okay? I want to figure out when the post-shadow phase is over. Oh, it ends on October 7th. And this Eight of Wands has been coming up so much for so many people because it's something about like October 8th, like things start opening up and picking up for a lot of people, okay? Yourself included, right? So it's just this first week of October. It's just like, oh my gosh, like still, why is this dragging out? But you're gonna get your wish, your happiness with the 10 of Cups. For some of you, it may be the 10th of October where it's like finally, right? You get some good news, especially for those of you with a family. Like this good news is going to benefit your family, most likely financially. or just your overall sense of happiness, stability. Okay, I ain't mad at it. So moving on, what you don't see coming is the world. Ooh, some of you are going to get some sort of recognition that you weren't expecting. You might be in the spotlight for something. You might be going viral, right? Once again, things are picking up speed. For others of you, there could be some sort of travel involved. Maybe you're receiving communication from someone that's overseas. Especially for those of you that are single and you're wanting to get married, you're wanting to have this 10 of Cups. I don't know, especially with social media these days, there could be someone from another country that's been like checking you out. And you might end up actually receiving some communication from this person here. Like on around the 8th to the 10th. The world also represents a cycle coming to completion. As I mentioned, we are finally closing out this Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle we've been in for the past couple of years. And yeah, with that being said, it's like, all right, this cycle is complete. I've learned all the lessons I need to learn here. And it's time for me to, I'm hearing, go and get mine. Get what's yours, what's owed to you. The abundance, the happiness, the fulfillment. For some of you, it's very close. Like there's some kind of experience that you're going to be having, some sort of good fortune. Like I said, there's some sort of recognition even that some of you are receiving. And you were not expecting it. Or maybe you have been expecting it for so long that at this point you damn near forgot about it. He was like, oh, I forgot I even wanted that. Like, because maybe you've been in this cycle for the past like 2 years working towards something and feeling like I'm not really getting the recognition I feel like I deserve. You know, my expectations aren't really being met with the work, the energy, the effort that I'm putting out there. But that is all about to change. Your advice is the Queen of Wands. Be the Queen of Wands, okay? You know, typically you're the Queen or King of Pentacles, but it's time for you to be more dynamic, be bold, be confident, be assertive, be quicker on your toes. So for some of you, this is like you've been, I mean, you're an earth sign, so you don't really move like a fire sign, but some of you are this month, is like a fire's being lit underneath you, and it is like, yeah, you need to move more like a fire sign. Remember, we've closed out, or we're closing out the Taurus Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle, and we have now transitioned already into the Aries Libra eclipse cycle that kicked off earlier this spring. So for some of you, maybe even some seeds that you planted earlier in the spring are finally going to start flourishing for you. You're finally going to start getting some results here with this new moon solar eclipse in Libra on the 14th. Maybe for some of you, you notice your blessings starting to roll in with that full moon in Aries on the 29th of September. I'm hearing worldwide, okay? So I'll look. And that's just how amazing social media is. You know, you have a viral post and it definitely is. It's going worldwide. It's people from, you know, different corners of the world have come across your post. And I think sometimes we take that for granted too. So there's something about your presence potentially online that is growing or expanding, or even just within your workplace, receiving a promotion of some sort, a raise, completing some educational course that too could be coming, and you don't know that you're going to receive some sort of award, something. Okay, it looks really good. All right, so moving on to, oh, well, yep, I already did your Queen of Wands. Be the Queen of Wands, okay? That's your advice here. I'm hearing take up more space, kind of like a fire sign would. You know, a lot of people, that's, if you tend to think about fire signs like, oh, they're just like attention seeking, that's usually kind of a reflection of something within you that may feel like you always have to like be in the shadows or something like that. Everybody's meant to shine in some capacity, okay? I'm sure there are times where we do have to kind of go within, take time and space for ourselves, but that's not supposed to be an eternal thing, you know? And I always tell people with the tarot, like, these are seasons and cycles that we go through. We go through all of these cards, right? So no one is just one solitary card and that's just all they are their whole lives. So some of you are needing to come out of this hermit mode. Needing to be a little more interactive, more sociable, there's a warmth, okay, that comes from the Queen of Wands, where in the Hermit, we literally see this person's like in the snow, right? It's cold. Let's see what your message from Spirit is. The fire ant. See, that element of fire is coming through strong for good reason. So it's something that you are being encouraged to lean into. Let's see what this wants to teach you here, fire ants. Okay, interesting. So the fire ant represents aggression, rigid thinking, and following orders. That's the Hierophant. Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. When in balance, the fire ant is thoughtful and disciplined. When out of balance, the fire ant argues, experiences excess heat, and gossips. To bring into balance, the fire ant needs solo time and walks at night, okay? So you got to find a little balance there, definitely this month. Take your you time, because you're for sure in that hermit mode where maybe you feel like you got to pull back from a situation that, you know, maybe is getting a little too fiery for you, okay? It may be related to some 10 of Cups connection. Like I said, it can be like literally your relationship, family, but also chosen family, friends in here. Yeah, you know, if you need to take a little step back, then do what you need to do. Yeah, there's a bigger lesson that you're meant to see, and maybe you do need to kind of take a step back to understand what that lesson is or how to navigate this. I would just be mindful of the stewing part. You know, there could be some anger that's kind of building up. Make sure you're having like a healthy release or a way to express your feelings, and it might not necessarily be directly with the person involved here, okay? For some of you, we've got Taurus, Virgo energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, also Aquarius, Scorpio, okay? So there's a lot of energies there. And it could just be one person, it could be multiple people, where the energy is just feeling a little more triggered, a little more sensitive at this time. It is eclipse season, right? And like I said, you're gonna have a full moon eclipse, yeah, coming up for you. So you wanna be extra mindful towards the end of the month. But also, you know, full moons, they can bring endings. And for some of you, there may just be an ending with that world energy. Like I said, there could have been a lesson you were meant to learn. And it's like, all right, moving along now, all right? So, yeah, look at this. I was just talking about that eclipse energy. Your relationship oracle is wild card. So, you know, you could be feeling like the wild card energy with the fire ants coming through. And it's interesting. It mentioned something about rigid thinking. So your thinking about something may change like really swiftly, or someone that you're connected to, they could kind of change, you know, go in a different direction very quickly as well. It does have the number 5 on it, which literally represents change. Okay. Sometimes a little chaos as well that comes with that change. But, you know, what better time for there to be some sort of chaos than eclipse season, right? I just happened to look underneath the deck. Wow, look at that confusion. Number 32, 3 plus 2 is 5. Yeah, something's changing here. It's changing, and change isn't a bad thing. Sure, it can be uncomfortable. It can even be sad sometimes. It can feel maybe a little isolating, but you got to figure out what you need and, you know, take the time and the space to figure that out. And it's also okay if, you know, something that once fit into your life, like no longer does. Okay. I will say be mindful of outbursts with that wild card. I'm definitely getting Uranus. Oh, yeah. Look, it's going to be Uranus conjunct the full moon, which can, you know, shit. Like I said, sudden changes in direction, sudden endings, sudden outbursts that, you know, lead to endings or whatnot. So you just want to be mindful. And of course, you can't control other people. You can only control yourself. Yeah, I'm even seeing, I had split the deck. I didn't even look until now, and I see the trigger card. So, yeah, this energy is coming through pretty strongly. Why am I hearing that song? Is it Brooke Valentine? It's about to be a girl fight or some shit. Like, look, your ass better not be out here fighting folks at your grown age, because you know you fucking go to jail for that shit. Like, look, we are not kids anymore. So I would say to be mindful of that too, right? How you're responding, reacting. You want to respond versus reacting. And with these energies that I've seen so far, like they're all very like reactive. Okay, so stay calm, keep it cool. Maybe for some of you, this is why you're keeping to yourself as well, because you like, look, I'm finna snap on somebody. And yeah, like it'd be like that. You gotta know yourself and then move accordingly, right? So this energy is temporary. It's just for the eclipses. We got to have a little drama. We got to have a little chaos. It's only right, but you guys will be straight. So as far as significant dates that I'm seeing for you guys, we've got the 5th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and the 21st. Okay, that can be significant. So with that being said, my loves, if this resonated, please leave me a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Until next time, sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.